Is white chocolate chocolate?
No, it's like if a tree falls in the forest. Chocolate's in the name.
My good buddy.
DK.
DK, Darren Keay. Darren Keay and I go back over 20 years. We went to school together. We're like classmates. I always enjoyed his process in acting. He's a great actor. He's been working steady in the past. You know, he's been in steady theater, actor, like labor actor for over 20 years straight.
In the trenches, I call it.
In the trenches, which is, as everybody knows, it's very difficult to get gigs to begin with. And Darren here, exception to the rule, has been working steadily on stage for over 20 years, and we brought him over here to talk more about his process, where it all got started, and so on. Here's my first question. Mm-hmm. When was the first time you said to yourself, you know what, I want to be an actor?
Wow.
Acting is what I want to do.
Yeah. I think I knew I wanted to do it before I knew I wanted to do it. So I was already being directed in that way. When I was in elementary school, I was... back in the day, I would have been diagnosed ADD, ADHD. I think I would have, but my teachers then, this is the 70s, they said, no, we just have to focus this kid. So early on they got me involved in the Christmas concert or whatever little performance thing was going on in my elementary school, and I took to it. It was a focus, and I loved it. I loved performing. But it wasn't just my own energy. It was also seeing... My folks were fairly outgoing people, very social people. So I would see them engage with their friends, and we had this campground we would go to, and my mother, at the end of the year, this campground would do a variety show. I'd see my mother do a sketch. My dad would perform as well. Just fun stuff among friends. So seeing that young, that kind of... it was a bit of the bug biting.
How old were you?
I'm young. I'm like 10, 11 years old.
Wow.
In elementary school, younger, of course. And then, through high school, as it was a small high school, I just, that was my thing. I didn't play hockey. I loved other sports, but I was the drama kid, even though we didn't have much of a drama department. So I was that guy.
So when you went to high school, were you in the drama class and plays and all that?
Yeah, I would take that doing some sketch and some comedy stuff to my high school, beyond just doing a play. Like when my friend ran for student council, his student council speech wasn't a student council speech, it was a rap. And I was behind him, and this is old school, old style. I was like Run DMC behind him, trying to beatbox, and it was bad, but it was awesome.
And
my mom is calling as we're doing the interview.
It's okay, Betsy, he's in good hands.
She knows I'm talking about her.
Yeah.
No.
So when I guess when you graduated high school,
yeah,
and you tell your parents,
Yep.
I want to go to theater school.
I had this awesome thing where my dad, late in high school, I got into doing more plays and everything, and there was one teacher in particular, this wonderful guy named Robert Murchison. We had a drama festival in my hometown for all the schools, and he actually wrote a play for me, inspired by my energy, I guess. And it was a two-hander. So me and this other girl got to do it at the festival and to acclaim. So it was nice to have that support and that positivity. So when I said to my folks, university was coming, I said, this is what I want to focus on, what I want to do. My dad was amazing. My mom, in the same way, said, look, you can do whatever you want to do. The only thing we ask is that you stick to it. So I feel, up till now, I'm locked in. I can't,
well, that's great advice.
I can't leave it.
Most kids would be like, oh, you should get a degree. And
try for a bit.
Something practical, and then maybe try it after you get your business degree or teaching degree or whatever.
Yeah. No. I mean, back then I heard the advice that don't learn something to fall back on, because then you'll just fall back on it.
Yeah.
Now, my advice to actually somebody young would be explore other interests and have those in your back pocket, because I know the reality of what it is to be a Canadian actor in this economical climate. It takes a lot of work, not just in the acting business, but in other places.
Well, but you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah. But even still, with the amount of work that I've done over my career,
right.
it takes work in other areas to float yourself along.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing. That one piece of advice. So one piece of advice from Darren Keay to aspiring actors of any age, right? Is
have options available, because the truth of it is the acting will always be there. It will always be there,
right,
in whatever form. And there's the other caveat to this advice is never be snobby about what the acting is.
Whether that's with a community theater group or an independent film or a major motion picture from Hollywood or Shaw Festival or like, it's all the same. It's because you get out of it what you put into it. And if you put in hard, honest work into it, you're going to be as rewarded as any of those other...
Luck has a little bit to do with it also.
Oh, luck in terms of getting the big contracts and things like that. But in terms of satisfaction of work, no. I learned early on, there was a time when I got lazy. And it bit me.
You got lazy?
It bit me. And it's like, don't get lazy. Always do the work. Always do the work.
Never let up and always do the work.
Yeah. Don't think talent will carry me through. No, talent is 10%. Hard work.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. I mean, there are people that will look at people and say, man, they're so talented. But those that are successful with their talent are also working their butts off. And they're learning. They're continually learning. That's what the work is.
Best advice is work hard towards your craft. Never let up, and never think you're too big for your too big for your own good.
Oh yeah.
Every job is a gift.
Well, there are places I would of course, I think any actor would love to be doing more than what they're currently doing. I would. I know many others that would as well. But for what you are doing, don't. What's the right phrase?
Don't crap on it. Like,
don't crap on it. Whatever job comes across the board.
Yeah.
Don't crap
on it.
Don't crap on it.
Treat it with respect. That's it. Treat it with respect.
But that's great, though. I mean, but aside from theater work, Darren's done a fair amount of film work.
Yeah, I have.
And how do you see the difference between being a stage actor and being a film actor? Do you have to dial it down? Like, what is the process for you?
Well, first of all, let me say, on a personal level, the process for me is different in that my confidence level when I am in front of a camera is different from when I'm on stage. I can walk into a stage audition or even any show, and there's a certain confidence I have there because I have more of that under my belt, and my toolbox is a little bigger.
You're at home.
Yeah, exactly. I'm home.
Yeah,
I'm
you're home.
on the
It's like,
stage.
20 solid years of working on stage.
Exactly.
It's like you walk in. All right, boys, here I am, Darren Keay.
What do you got?
What do you got? What do you need?
Let's go. Exactly.
I'm ready.
Whereas camera stuff, I feel like I'm still a newbie. I'm still learning. Every time I'm in front of one.
You've done a fair bit.
I have, yeah. But it's that I want to be around it more to feel as comfortable there as I do on stage. Now, in terms of technique, I even learn as I'm watching, sitting on the couch with my wife, watching television or movies or anything. It's like, one thing. Here's a little tiny thing. We have real liquid in our cups right now.
Okay.
That's another bit of advice. If you're an actor on set, and these days what they do is they don't put any liquid in the coffee cups or anything. Learn to pick up that coffee cup, pardon me.
As if it's weighted.
With some heft. Yeah. With some heft. Learn to take a drink as if there's actual liquid in there. Don't
Cheers to that.
have this floating around like, oh, look. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Schmacking.
Yeah, well, it takes you out of the scene.
Yeah.
It takes you out.
To that.
So, yeah. I actually applaud those actors and directors, and I suppose set designers and everything, props people, that allow people to actually eat and drink on camera.
Well, they wear bibs.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Oh, yeah, eat and drink on camera.
I think go for it, But yeah, camera technique, again, I'm still learning. The last big thing I did, I went back and looked at it and went, oh, okay. I see why they chose that take over this take, and I could have done that in this shot, and so it's continually learning.
If you had a choice, would you choose the film or the stage
Yeah. My first instinct is to say my bank account would love me to pick the film.
Right.
But I would also say that for another reason, because I've done a fair bit of stage and I'm so comfortable. I still enjoy it and it's engaging as anything. But
I want to learn more there. I want to get as comfortable on camera as I am on stage and try different facets. Like I want to know what it is to do more comedy on camera, to do something extremely dramatic, something very physical. Like we've done stuff together.
Right.
Something very actiony, fight stuff. So.
Really? So you want to just touch upon all aspects of it?
On camera.
Comedy, drama, thriller,
Yes.
action sequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just,
yeah. Well, the thing is, I've done each of those on camera, but very little. Yeah. I want to do more. Like I say, I want to get it to a level where it's like, right, okay, this piece of comedy, if it was on stage, would be like this. On camera, we do it this way. And I know that involves editing and many other people. Like, if you're doing comedy on camera or on stage, it's like a stand-up in that you can control or you play with the audience.
right.
You
that
feel it
energy.
in the room, and you can hold a laugh night to night. You can augment a line in such a way, an intonation and inflection in such a way that you'll make that laugh land here, or as the run goes on, you're refining it, looking for the big laugh, timing this, then this, a big payoff. On camera, the audience isn't there, other than the people, just off camera watching. It's up to the editor. It's up to the director.
All the pieces come together, and hopefully the final product is they get the laugh they want or the reaction they want. But going to stage, because of your extensive experience, every night that you go up, do you feel that it's opening night? Is it as fresh as you want it to be every night? No matter what the show is.
To be honest, no.
Oh!
No, I'm gonna be honest. I get bored very easily, and then I start playing games. No, but there are people that do that. No, you have little tricks to get yourself ramped up again.
Opening night is something special. Opening night is opening night, or sometimes it's not even opening. It's what I call first audience, because you can be working away, and you'll have what's called a preview. Or a few of them, or if you're at the big festivals, a whole ton of them. And opening night, after you've been in front of audiences for a month, opening night is then a big event. But for me, it's the first time in front of an audience, a paying audience, is the big deal. It's like, oh God, we got it all together. I don't know. Let's see, because now it's adding, say it's a four-hander in a piece. Now you're adding that fifth character, which is the audience. Like the whole crowd is like it's an entirely different character, and night to night it's a different beast. So that makes it fresh.
But I'm usually backstage, and I'll play with my brain to go, all right, what is different out there tonight that'll help me sort of laser in and get it up to the level.
People are actually paying good money to come see the show,
and that is actually one that's later on.
That would be my biggest inspiration. It's like, okay, these people are coming in. They're making a night of this. They're going for dinner. Yeah. They travel. Oh no, before that, they scheduled.
Yeah.
They paid well in advance to be there. Yeah. Traveling, dinner, honey. Sometimes babysitter. Sometimes you have a tour of the theater.
Absolutely. No, we are what we do.
The show. That's showtime.
This is where I love actor ego or performer ego. I was like, there's no room for it. Because ultimately, and I could get into trouble for saying this,
we're a product. And we should be. We shouldn't. There is art involved. There is artistry. There is a lot of...
You're selling something.
But we are entertainment.
Exactly.
No matter what we are. We are art, but we're entertainment. We're a product. And people are paying money. And the bottom line is that customer, that person watching. And I'm not talking about pandering, because I know probably people will be, you're going to play to the audience, you're going to do what's real, what's true. No, you have to tell a story well. This is professional dress-up. It's professional pretend. The only thing you need to do is give them value for their money that they paid and tell that story well.
Yeah, I mean, there some of the shows you've been in the tickets, the dinner, all that planning can run them up $400.
Yeah, huge.
You know, I mean, I'm going to give them the best experience I can for that night. If I'm, hopefully you're not sick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've been on stage where you're...
Oh, yeah. No. There's a great quote from Susan Sarandon. She was asked on an interview, I don't know if it was Barbara Walters or what, but they said, I think this was a year that she was winning the Oscar or something, so they interviewed her, and they said, what makes a professional actor? What makes you so good? And she says, well, professionalism, I think, is showing up on your worst day and still doing your very best. And I know that says always right. I know it's very simple.
I would write that on a piece of paper and put it in front of my mirror. Yeah. Because you forget. And then you got to read it, and it takes you back.
But it meant something to me. When I saw her say that, it's
very deep.
It hit me, yeah. I was like, I get it. I get it.
If you're up there, this is more on stage, if you're up there and the audience isn't reacting the way you want them to react, so be it. Like, it's not your call. You can't get angry at the audience and go off kicking set pieces and they're not a good audience tonight. No. Because more often than not,
you can't please everybody.
In general, there will be, maybe it's a bad night, but more often than not, there will be, because this happened to me as a kid, and I know it happens to a lot of people when they're young, even when they're older, but there will be that one person that you'll get through to. They'll walk out of there going, wow, it could be their first night in the theater. You don't know.
And I'm sure many times...
always have to think that.
Yeah, and I'm sure many times it has been that that person comes in, okay, thanks, honey, whatever occasion, birthday, anniversary. Okay, let's do something special. Let's go see this show. Oh, they're playing, they're doing a Christmas Carol. They're doing whatever. Yeah. Let's go see it. And, Darren is their first sort of...
introduction.
Ambassador.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's a good word. It is a good word. Honestly, my wife is involved in something now where it appeals to a broad audience, and she is finding that as
well, her folks, they go to theater all over, and they know classical theater all the way down to silly farces, which is nothing silly about farces. They are an art form in and of themselves, which takes a lot of dedication and craft to get right. But Emily, my wife, is finding that her audiences, people are being introduced to something for the first time, and it's from white collar to blue collar.
It's hitting...
Everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah, and first timers are going, wow, this is something special. Live performance is something special. But we're not just talking about theater here, so yeah.
So, what's Darren doing these days? That's the big question. What is Darren Keay doing these days?
I am growing a beard. Growing a beard to look like crazy Jim Carrey. That's what I'm going for. That big... No. What am I doing these days? What I'm about to do?
Yes.
Okay. I am about to go off and do a Christmas Carol. Who doesn't do a Christmas Carol around the holiday season?
That's an amazing...
Yeah.
It's an amazing show. I mean, the writing's pretty amazing.
Everybody's got...
You can't go wrong.
No, you can't.
Really.
Everybody has their adaptation about it. The one I'm involved in is very pared down, but it hits all the main points, and it's just an awesome classic story.
And you're playing.
I get to be Cratchit.
Wow.
And I get the key to playing Bob Cratchit is the casting of Tiny Tim, because you got to carry this little guy on your shoulder, and that's all you need to worry about. So.
Once you get over that,
everything else is nothing.
Easy street.
Yeah. You gotta lift the kid up and don't drop him. That's all you gotta worry about, Cratchit. And also Ghost of Marley, which is Scrooge's partner. So
that's a cool part.
You get to play Ghost, yeah. And I like to do it. My own little take is that he's not this classic English Scrooge. You need to pay attention to me. No, Marley's very angry. He's pissed off.
Because you've had so many years experience as a stage actor, when you do, for example, Christmas Carol, you've done it how many times now? How many times have you?
Well, this is our second time doing this one. This one in particular.
So, second time doing the same play. You've been working steadily for over 20 years. Do the directors still come up to you after the show and they come up to you and they do that director thing? Hey, Darren, you know what? You were great, but that moment when you came in, that line, it was like I couldn't hear it and it didn't sound like it was coming from anywhere. Do you still get these kind of
Oh, yeah. You still get notes, and I don't take them. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Of course I take them. I've always looked at this, and this has come over the years. It's sort of, the mystique has dropped away, and I really feel like this is a job and a craft. And one thing I think of this, and this carries through to film, TV, radio, and theater especially, is that I think of this as team storytelling. And it is like a sport in that way. But if you think of it as team storytelling, you have different perspectives from your coach, from the playmakers, from your teammates, your castmates and everything, that you're continually trying to make it good and make it better. So I still get notes. I've worked with directors where we've gotten a common lingo going, and we just get each other, and we know what we want to provide for an audience. And so when it's open and honest and respectful, it absolutely works. Right. It's like, hey, instead of coming around this way, hold for that other laugh when he says that line, and then come down, pick up the coffee pot, then cross. And I bet the laugh will happen. And you're like, oh, I think you're right. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's try that.
And it works
boom, yeah. Or sometimes, other castmates, you can try different things. Right. The other thing with live theater, or live shows, is that just if energies are a little different on any given night, if you trust and respect your fellow performers, you just go with it and you play along.
So I guess here's a stupid question. Sorry, guys, I got to ask it.
Yeah.
He's been working that long, year after year.
Do you get stage fright?
Oh, yeah.
What? Come on.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, I think it depends on the show.
Maybe nervous jitters.
No, nervous
stage fright. Like, oh, I got to go.
When I mentioned earlier about getting lazy, was I got to a point in my young career where I was like, yeah, there's nothing to this. I got it, da-da-da-da-da. And I realized what I was doing was I didn't have anything at stake. I wasn't putting anything up there that I cared about.
Lethargic.
So, yeah, I was just saying the lines and doing maybe the minimum and getting by on shtick or tricks. I wasn't digging in. And and I'm not just talking about huge dramatic scenes or anything. I mean, the simplest thing. Right. You have to think about every single moment, every single thought, every single word. You have to. Because that's what's compelling to a listening audience. So as much as a writer, a good writer, will consider every single word on the page, so does the actor. You have to. And if you don't, you're lazy.
When I read a script, I don't just read my bit. I want to play all the roles.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. Movies, especially blockbuster movies, Hollywood these days, it's all about the bottom line, how much they made at the movies this weekend, and da-da-da-da. And we're seeing movies now that are just moments. Like, people are like, hey, I know how to craft a filmic, dramatic moment. And these films are sometimes, more often than not, just that. And it's like, there's no... You know what? There's no connective tissue. There's nothing that we invested in between these big or small dramatic moments that make us go along with it. And so it's lazy filmmaking, it can be lazy acting, it can be lazy writing, it can be lazy editing. It's like you have to, the devil's in the details.
This is true.
And that's, early on I learned not to be lazy, because it did bite me, and to just dig out that little tiny thing. And I'm talking not just me, I've watched contemporaries on stage, and I've just marveled at these little moments that just make you go, oh, it's like having a good meal, you're just eating bland, whatever, you're suddenly like, oh, what was that?
It's like a party in your mouth.
Yeah, man, it's like a good performance on stage should do that. Or anywhere, on film.
But you know what, it's a good thing you nipped it at the bud, because it was quite pivotal that you made that you caught it.
Yeah.
I gotta stop being lazy, otherwise I'm not gonna be around as long as I'd like to be around.
I had one of those moments, and to this day I appreciate my fellow actor. I was in a two-hander, and I was in a scene. It was exactly what I described. I was on stage, and for some reason you just get it in your head that the audience doesn't like you that night. And I got angry. I got perturbed with the audience. So I had this big, almost 2-page monologue, this story that I tell. And I just rattled through it. I just rattled it off with no emotion and just stood there and basically did nothing.
You threw in the towel.
Yeah, I gave up. And it was awful. Those people walked away that night and probably were like,
Darren,
that wasn't very
stinker.
good. And the actor who I was up there with, she never ever called me on it, never said anything, but I went home, angry young man, petulant, and it stayed with me over the years, how I acted and behaved, and it wasn't long after that I went, that was lame.
Uncalled for.
So lame. I did not need to do that. There was no reason for it. And I got to a point where I realized that's the last thing you need to do on stage. Because everybody who sat in that audience that night was gypped.
Yes.
And they were gypped because of my ego. And that is not fair. So never do that.
Well, at least you figured it out.
Well, yeah.
And then you said, you know what?
Yeah.
Tuck that sucker away.
Exactly.
Other than that, I have to say Darren over here is pretty cool with different voices. And you got to hear his rendition of, is it Donald Daffy? Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
So you could do Donald Duck. Which other animated? Do you do any other?
Pardon me.
Donald Duck.
That's smoke.
Oh boy. I don't know. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. No.
No, you know what? I can do some impressions, but I'm not like, you know The Walking Dead, Ross Marquand? He's an actor on The Walking Dead.
That guy, he does a ton.
He does a ton. He's amazing. There's so many great impressionists out there. I got a couple that there's only one that I feel comfy. No. Well, Donald. That's a voice.
Oh, yeah. That's impersonations.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, Owen Wilson.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, really just sort of, acting happens, you just sort of do it. It's sort of, real. Yeah.
Are there any other impressions besides,
I stupidly used to list impressions.
I know which one you can do. Sean Connery.
No, see, that's what I was going to say.
I remember
But Sean Connery doesn't act anymore.
Doesn't matter.
But everybody heard Sean Connery. Nobody does it anymore. And everybody used to
They should bring back, everybody should bring back Sean Connery. Forget about...
Bring back Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Because nobody's out there like him. So there's room for someone else to come on stage and on camera and be. And then, of course, everybody has their own. Chris Walken. I don't do Chris. I do people doing an impression of Christopher Walken.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not great. It's good, but not great. Yeah. The one I want to get down is Costa Comateros.
Oh no, that's the impossible.
Darren, what are you doing? What are you?
That's me. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, stop eating that bacon. Put that bacon down.
I don't eat bacon anymore.
You don't eat any bacon?
No, I got healthy. I'm trying to get healthy.
Okay, bacon. Just the sound of the word bacon.
I know. Yeah. No, I'm trying to be a plant-based diet.
Vegan?
No, not so much vegan.
Wow.
I still like butter. And
Butter.
I love eggs. Yeah.
But no bacon.
I'm trying to get rid of
Does that mean
the meat product.
Does that mean you had a bacon problem?
No.
Oh, come on.
I never had bacon. It was never
okay.
bad that way. Yeah.
You're just cutting down on the red meat.
Yeah, we're getting older. I'm trying to get healthy. I got a little guy too, I got to keep up with him. Man, he's 4 and he jumps on me and wrestling is already more than I can take.
That's fatherhood for you.
Oh man, he headbutted me the other day and I got the worst of it. He shook it off.
Really?
Yes, yeah. Not on purpose, like we butted heads. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming by.
You didn't talk about any scandals or anything. You didn't want to know any of the
Scandals? What kind of scandals?
Well, if you're not going to ask, I'm not going to tell. So
What kind of scandals? Inform me of the scandals.
that'll be part 2.
Well, there you go. We have him back. Darren, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you coming by and sharing this moment with myself and our viewers here.
Yeah.
Thank you for the insight. Darren Keay, I'm sure we'll have you back again, hopefully next year.
Yep.
Sooner, hopefully.
Hey, next big gig.
Next big gig would be awesome. Come by and we'll talk about it.
Sure.
Guys, Darren Keay, it was great having him. Thanks, buddy.
Pleasure to be here. What's something people don't worry about?
but really should. Bum cancer. I don't know. That's awful. Can I say something else? Oh, wow, that's good. Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Better. I do believe that. Currently, right now, with my 4-year-old son, poo. It's not really a joke. It's just funny. No, knock knock. Who's there? Radio. Radio who? Radio not. Here I come. That's driving here today. My wife's not-for-profit theater company, the Foster Festival. TV show character to be for a week? Ooh. You mean that I get to act that character or I am that character? You know, if you're going to go for Homer Simpson, Billy Joel. No, Billy Joel's still cool. I still love Billy Joel. Cool. I know I got a good one. I just can't think of it right now. What's the most ironic thing I've seen happen? Trump's election? Blech. If magic was real, what spell would I try to learn first? The one that makes a pile of gold. Yeah, money. Or super speed. But that's a superpower, not a spell. But still, I'd have a spell that would give me super speed.